Hello everyone, my name is Abatan Quazeem, the founder of Vantage Point System, and I welcome you once again to today's episode on Vantage Point System. Today, I'll be discussing an important concept known as the cognitive command, which falls under the psychology pillar. In every organization, institution, or system, there exists a command center that processes information, makes decisions, coordinates action, and directs resources towards specific goals. For the human being, the command center is the mind. The mind serves as the headquarter of human behavior. Every decision we make, every action we perform, every relationship we build, and every achievement we attain begins as a cognitive process. The cognitive command represents the psychological dimension of human existence. It is concerned with how people think, perceive, learn, remember, feel, decide, and even behave. Just as a military commander directs operations from a command center, the mind directs human action through various psychological processes. Understanding the cognitive command is therefore essential not only for personal development but also for academic excellence, leadership effectiveness, institutional success, and societal progress. The term cognitive originates from the Latin word cognoscere, meaning to know. Cognition refers to the mental process involved in acquiring knowledge and understanding, thinking, learning, memory, attention, perception, problem solving, reasoning, and decision making. The cognitive command can therefore be defined as the psychological system responsible for processing information, interpreting experience, and regulating behavior and directing human performance. It is the internal control center that determines how individuals respond to opportunities, challenges, and environmental conditions. So now, we're going to discuss psychology as the foundation of human behavior. Psychology is a scientific study of behavior and mental processes. While institutions often focus on infrastructure, technology, policies, and resources, psychology reminds us that human being remains the driving force behind every system. A modern university may possess advanced facilities, but without motivated students and committed lecturers, its performance may remain poor. Similarly, a nation may possess abundant natural resources, but without psychologically healthy citizens and effective leaders, development becomes difficult. Therefore, psychology forms the foundation upon which all other systems operate. So now we're going to talk about what the cognitive command is composed of. That is the component of cognitive command. One, attention. What is attention? Attention refers to the ability to focus mental resources on relevant information. In today's digital age, attention has become one of the most valuable psychological resources. Students frequently compete with social media, entertainment platforms, notification, and online distraction. Research consistently demonstrates that sustained attention improves learning outcomes. Without attention, effective learning becomes impossible. The second component is perception. Perception is the process through which individuals interpret information from their environment. For example, two students may experience the same lecture but perceive it differently. One may view the lecture as an opportunity for growth, and the other may perceive it as boring or difficult. Their perceptions influence their motivation and performance. This demonstrates that reality is often filtered through psychological interpretation. The third component is memory. Memory enables individuals to store, retain, and retrieve information. Academic success depends heavily on memory processes because students engage memory whenever they study for examination, they try to recall lecture materials, they try to apply learned concepts, and they try to solve problems. So, effective learning requires not only acquiring information but also retaining it for future use. The fourth component is thinking and reasoning. Thinking involves the manipulation of information to solve problems and generate ideas. Reasoning allows individuals to draw conclusions based on evidence. Now, higher education aims to develop critical thinkers rather than individuals who merely memorize information. The ability to think analytically and critically is essential for leadership and innovation. The fifth component of cognitive command is decision making. Every day, students make decisions regarding their time management, the friends they chose, what they have to do in school, their academic priorities, and their career choices. This decision they make shapes their future outcomes. Psychology helps explain why individuals sometimes make irrational choices and how better decision can be developed. So now I'm going to talk about the cognitive command in line with a student's life. One of the most important application of psychology is understanding student experiences. Many students assume that academic success depends solely on intelligence. However, psychological research suggests otherwise. Several cognitive factors influence academic performance. One of these cognitive factors is motivation. Motivation is the psychological force that drives behavior. Students who understand the purpose behind their education often demonstrate greater persistence. Motivation may be intrinsic or extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation, learning because of personal interest and satisfaction, while extrinsic motivation is learning to obtain rewards such as grades, recognition, or employment opportunities. Both forms influence student achievement. The second is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy refers to an individual's belief in their ability to succeed. Students with strong self-efficacy tend to attempt difficult tasks, persist through challenges, and recover from setbacks. Students with low self-efficacy often give up prematurely. Therefore, confidence significantly influences performance. The third one is the emotional regulation. University life can be stressful, yes, but because students experience academic pressure, financial concern, family expectation, and relationship challenges. But emotional regulation enables individual to manage these pressures effectively. Students who regulate emotions successfully often demonstrate better academic outcome. So now, cognitive command and leadership. Leadership begins within the mind. Before leaders influence others, they must first manage themselves. Psychological competencies associated with effective leadership include self-awareness, understanding personal strength, weakness, values, and emotions. Two is emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage emotions while relating effectively with others. Three, critical thinking, evaluating information objectively before making decision. Four is resilience, recovering from failure and adapting to challenges. Effective leaders possess strong cognitive command because they regulate their thoughts and emotions under pressure. So now, we want to discuss about cognitive command at the institutional level. Institutions are collections of individuals. Therefore, institutional performance depends largely on psychological factors. Educational institutions benefit when they create environments that support student motivation, psychological safety, mental well-being, and positive learning culture. Healthy institutional culture encourage collaboration and innovation. When psychological needs are ignored, institutional performance often declines. So now, the modern challenges is information overload. The student digital era present unprecedented cognitive challenges because students are exposed to social media content, online advertisement, constant notification, and endless streams of information. While technology offers opportunities, it also creates distraction. Information overload can reduce concentration, productivity, and memory retention. Developing cognitive discipline is therefore increasingly important. Building a strong cognitive command, students can strengthen their psychological system through several strategies. Number one is developing self awareness, practicing deep learning, because focus on understanding concepts rather than memorizing facts, strengthen emotional intelligence, establishing productive habits. And for this part, I would like to recommend a book to us. And the title of the book is Atomic Habit, and it is written by James Clear. You can download it online, and there's a PDF, and you can get it handy. So, consistent routines support long-term success, reduce cognitive distraction, limit unnecessary interruptions during study periods, prioritize your mental health. Psychology well-being enhance learning and performance. How? You engage in lifelong learning. Continuous learning keeps the mind adaptive and resilient. So now, I'm going to be giving us the relationship between this episode and the theme for the last episode, which is the tactical architecture. So, the cognitive command and tactical architecture are closely connected. Tactical architecture focuses on systems, while cognitive command focuses on the mind that designs, operates, and improve those systems. In simple terms, tactical architecture answers how should the system be designed, while cognitive command answers how should the mind think to design and manage the system effectively. A strong system requires strong thinkers. Likewise, strong thinkers require effective system. Both pillars work together to create personal excellence and institutional success. So now, in conclusion, the cognitive command represents the psychology pillar that governs human thought, behavior, learning, and performance. Every achievement begins as a mental process before becoming a physical reality. For students, understanding cognitive command provides tools for academic success and personal growth and leadership development and also career preparation. For institutions, understanding psychology helps create environment that support learning, innovation, and human flourishing. As leaders, professionals, educators, and change makers, we must learn to master our minds because the quality of our thinking ultimately determines the quality of our action, our system, and our future. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, and also thank you for listening. Once again, my name is Abatan Quazeem, the founder of Vantage Point System. Look forward to meet you in our engagements online on our YouTube channel, Instagram, and Telegram. Thank you very much.